This is a video I'm doing, and I am not a doctor. I am not the best to ask, even in health matters. But what I do know regarding health is that cholesterol is not good. What I do know about health, correct me if I'm wrong, I am open to constructive criticism, is one of the best ways to get things into your system is in liquid form, going straight into the blood. I do not present what I'm saying as a doctor or a healer, but what I am attempting to state is that part of the video we're going to watch is straight foolishness. Best meats diabetics must know. 6 types of meat diabetics must know. Let's see what the person says. Go and try this with the monitor extended.
Six types of meat diabetics must know. Did you know that certain meats can actually help you manage diabetes? But here's the catch. Not all meats are your friends. Some can silently sabotage your blood sugar and heart health. So, how do you know which ones to choose? If you're living with diabetes, you already know how important it is to make smart choices with every meal. But when it comes to meat, things can get tricky. Which ones are safe? Which ones should you avoid? In this video, I'm breaking down the 7 types of meat every diabetic needs to know about. These aren't just...
Now, the gentleman in there saying which ones are safe and essentially which ones diabetics should be or could be able to eat. Let's see the advice the gentleman gives.
Just tasty options. They're packed with nutrients to support your blood sugar and overall health. Stick around, because this could change the way you eat forever. 1. Skinless chicken breast. When managing diabetes, choosing the right meats is crucial for maintaining balanced blood sugar levels, and skinless chicken breast is a top choice for diabetics. This lean protein is not only low in unhealthy fats, but also packed with essential nutrients. The best part? It has a minimal effect on blood sugar, making it ideal for those with diabetes. Why is skinless chicken breast such a great option? Well, it's a high-quality protein source that helps stabilize blood sugar by slowing down the absorption of carbs. This slow release helps prevent sharp blood sugar spikes, which is especially important for managing diabetes effectively. Additionally, protein-rich foods like chicken breast help you feel fuller for longer periods, reducing the temptation to snack on high-carb or sugary foods that could...
Let's listen to that. The temptation. Do these doctors feel that you as a person have no self-will or control? Do they feel that you are mentally an invalid and not able to say, I got willpower, I can do this, I'm better than I was, I have mastered this, I am redeemed from eating that which is not healthy for me, I am not going to revert back to that which is unhealthy? They don't believe. In many cases, these doctors don't believe, whom they refer to as patients, as opposed to calling people, that you have the willpower. That's why you will sit there and perhaps slip up, maybe in that case, the temptation to snack on high carb, which is carbohydrates, or sugary foods. Do they feel that you are so weak that you must revert back to that in that particular case? So they now sit there and give you whom they think you look like, perhaps inside of that cartoon over the said doctor's head. They don't see you as strong-willed. They don't see you as having self-control. They don't see you as having willpower. They don't see you as strong and courageous. They see you as a patient, not as a person who had enough mentality and strength, mental strength, that even went to a doctor, be it in a hospital or clinic or anything of that sort. Everybody's not built for that. But these people don't see that. What they see or who they see is whom they shown in there and beat you in the head to say that you apparently don't have willpower over the temptation to snack. So eat what they think should be good for you or so. And let's see one of the things that they actually suggest, which shocked me in a couple of seconds.
Enjoy the many benefits it has to offer. 3. Pork tenderloin.
Are we serious? While insulting you as a person, regulating you only to being a patient, this person and these doctors, not all doctors, but too many maybe, are telling you as this here, and people in the comments were saying, oh, thank you for the advice and so forth, because people put the trust in the doctor, which some doctors are cool and some are not. Some police are cool, some are not. Some people are cool, some are not. But looking at this right here, pork is not cool. It's high in cholesterol. So let's listen to these people and what they got to say.
If you're managing diabetes and looking for a healthy, lean protein option, pork tenderloin is a fantastic choice. Unlike fattier cuts like bacon or ribs, pork tenderloin is low in saturated fat, making it a heart-healthy option that won't spike your blood sugar.
Now let's pay attention to that part. A heart-healthy option that won't spike your blood sugar. Throughout this video, you will find a gentleman regularly saying blood sugar, but also just stated about matters of protein. You can't get protein from peanuts. Correct me if I'm wrong. And in that, you don't get worms like you get from pig, like the trichina or so worm, causing trichinosis, which attaches to your intestines. Peanuts don't do that. You get protein from fish that's healthy without those kind of things that pork causes, like high cholesterol.
It's a versatile cut that provides high-quality protein, which plays a crucial role in stabilizing blood sugar levels and supporting muscle health.
So now, let's look. And it's not to be disrespectful. It's kind of interesting with the choice of words. Muscle health, blood sugar, stabilizing. And it's not to be racial, but even Black people do the kind of word play. The science of technology and the science of bullcrap. Stop it. There's nothing deep about everything. Everything is not deep. Everything is not a, quote, higher science. Everything is not a, quote, higher consciousness or something. And now dealing with this particular matter and this foolishness we see played right here, saying that best meat diabetics must know and pork tenderloin is on the list. So you were saying a couple of seconds ago that because it's not the bacon and it's not the ribs, it's not as unhealthy, but it stabilizes the blood sugar. But if you're dealing in a matter of diabetes, and these doctors, as we see, want to keep people on certain kind of medications, they okay with you having your sugar stabilized, not your A1C decreasing, not the regularly checked sugar levels daily or nightly lowered. But remember, they already feel that you are a mental invalid and not strong enough to even give up sugary things. If we watched the video earlier.
By adding pork tenderloin to your meals, you're not only getting a delicious source of protein, but also making an excellent choice for overall well-being, stabilizing blood sugar levels, and supporting muscle health. By adding pork tenderloin to your meals, you're not only getting a delicious source of protein, but also making an excellent choice for overall well-being.
How is eating an animal that is used to clean slop, an overall choice of well-being. How is eating an animal that is high in cholesterol an overall choice of well-being? I'm asking about the defense of eating the swine's flesh, the pig. There are some who would say, well, chicken is this, and, turkey is that, or, deer meat is this. Chicken and turkey and deer meat is not what's being discussed right now. Defend the pork if it can be. And if we need to find out information about the chicken, turkey, and the deer, then let's sit there and look it up. But don't divert the subject. Don't change the subject from the slop eater, the vacuum cleaner, and the scavenger of the earth, because it is not made for human consumption.
Why is pork tenderloin so great for diabetics?
But that's the thing. It's not great for diabetics or anybody else.
First, the lean protein in this cut of meat helps regulate blood sugar levels by slowing down the absorption of carbohydrates.
So if it says first, the lean protein in this cut of meat, because remember earlier they had to sit there and mention the ribs and the bacon as if it must be a great difference if it's the same animal, which is crazy, helps regulate blood sugar levels, which is the consistent thing in speaking upon diabetes. The blood sugar, by slowing down the absorption of carbohydrates, which they swear you're going to eat anyway because they don't think you got strong will to give up the carbs. Pork is an animal they tell you to eat and then tell you it's good to eat and then sit there and say that it's not bad for diabetics if you cut this part of the pig itself.
This means your blood sugar stays more stable after eating, preventing the spikes and crashes that can make diabetes harder to manage.
So let's remember, no disrespect, right, in this. If you remember, the image here is how they view you as a patient. Because remember, they don't see you as a person. They see you maybe being a grown man or a grown woman being pictured as a little boy that just got the cookie out the cookie jar or so, that just got the Kool-Aid with too much sugar in it and is now happy for such. This is how you're being viewed in many cases. You cannot trust people who don't even see you for the correct gender, if you're a lady, for the correct age, if you're a grown man or woman, and so forth and so on. They see you as a child who, and this is not to insult children, who sit there and may want to get slick knowing certain things they should not eat. These are the kind of things when watching some of these kind of videos that a brother picked up upon. I'm not saying my analysis is 100%, but the people who are shown as you see there, above that doctor said head, don't in many cases go to the doctor on their own. They are led there by their parents. So if you are going to a doctor on your own, that means they still seeing you as that little child that's being shown right there. And then we'll sit there and perhaps tell you some foolishness about pork tenderloin, as we're going to show here in this manner.
Additionally, protein helps keep you feeling your blood sugar stays more stable after eating.
Now let's read this here. This means your blood sugar, eating pork, right? It says this means, because that's what we're going to call it, the pork, the pig. This means your blood sugar stays more stable after eating, preventing the spikes and crashes that can make diabetes harder to manage. Already proven, and not to be redundant, that they don't think you have any willpower. Then the insult, to add insult to injury, as the saying goes, it is going to tell you, instead of low, medium, preventing the spikes and crashes. What is the crash? A diabetic coma, we hope not. But if it's keeping it stable, how is that helping when you need to lower the A1C if you have diabetes? Being stable, having the sugar level stable is not as bad as it being high, but it's not as good as it being lowered. But because they don't think you have the willpower and shown you in the top of his head like a dad of a little kid who got over on the parents being sneaky and conniving, like, haha, look at me, I got this. That's how they view you. They don't see you as a grown man or woman who has willpower. I want to emphasize that on purpose because throughout this video, when I did watch it, it was preventing the urge kind of thing. The fact you think I'm too weak shows me that I cannot respect you. The fact that you're not trying to encourage people to do better, saying you got this, speak life into people, the same energy that you use to sit there and get to where you want and anything else, you can achieve that in your health matters. If that's not your thing, you just want to keep patience.
Preventing the spikes and crashes that can make diabetes harder to manage. Additionally, protein helps keep you feeling full longer, so you're less likely to reach for unhealthy snacks that could lead to an increase in blood sugar.
There you go again with that blood sugar song. You understand? It's ridiculous. They're going to keep on trying to, quote, beat you in the head with those things because that is how they're going to get their revenue in part, be closer to what they want to do, keep you under their lock and key, hook, line, and sinker. And if I were to be racial, not racist, but racial, the doctor was white, the patient was white, and the patient, and it's not because of HIPAA law, but I really didn't know what the patient was dealing with, which is none of my business. But I did overhear the patient say that, oh, I heard juice that I would want is good for what I'm dealing with. And the doctor said, yeah, perhaps, but take the medicine too. So the fact that that person said that, and I did hear it, said a lot. That's crazy.
Another important benefit of pork tenderloin is its low saturated fat content. Diabetics are at higher risk for heart disease, and saturated fats can contribute to unhealthy cholesterol levels. By choosing lean cuts like pork tenderloin, you're minimizing your intake of harmful fats while still enjoying a tasty, filling meal. This makes it a heart-friendly choice, which is essential when managing diabetes and overall health.
A tasty and filling meal? Tasty is what you tell people who've been dealing with high sugar, maybe from having too many things they felt were tasty over the course of years? You Dr. Evil, man.
To get the most out of pork tenderloin, the way you prepare it matters.
We're going to not continue with this food right here. And the video is called Top 5 Meats That Diabetics Can Eat. Lower blood sugar. And in it, the person's solution to eat, or the person's solution in not even lowering your blood sugar, but in regards to eating pork, is it keeps it stable because it's going to keep you after eating that so-called tasty thing too full for you to sit there and have not the willpower or to have not the strength to want to eat things that are otherwise high in sugar intake. Family, when I watch this video, and not to get too personal, while I'm not a doctor, I'm not going to say what people could do or should do, but I personally, in dealing with blood sugar matters, I take a thing called bitter melon. So that's personal for me, and a person recommended it for me. I'm not able to say you must take it, you have to find what's good for you, but I find nothing wrong with it personally. But pork is not good for anybody at any time, under any circumstances.